Are you all understanding this?
Yep.
Is it fine?
Yep.
Okay. We can work with some brush effects too, just to finish. Okay. So
I have a quick question to ask,
okay.
and it's gonna.
So go ahead, Dan. Sorry.
Okay, you know how on your big image, the orange and with the circle and the thing pointing. I can't remember what you call that image, but your main image, the orange circle with the thing pointing. You know. Could you?
You see the color picker to take the color?
No. I haven't asked my question. I'm just making sure you understand which one I'm talking about. Is there a way to take, like, kind of impose or take the logo image and kind of have it kind of be on the small blue image, but kind of blurring as it looks like it's fading off, kind of? Have you ever done anything, or can you do things like that?
Yes, we can do this. For example, let's. I think I understand your question. Let's try. We can, for example, over the main logo, use the blur tool just in a part of the image. Okay, so I can take this. We have this tool here. It's the blur tool. Okay, the drop here. We can change the size. Okay, and I can work on in a small part of the image. Oh, I'm in the wrong layer. Okay, now I'm over the right layer. So here I am blurring a part of the logo. Okay, can you see this? The image is changing. Okay,
I don't think you're getting what I'm saying. I'm not saying to blur this part of it. I'm saying to take it, kind of look like it's the image is kind of fading away on the blue image where you got it kind of imposed with the orange and the red and stuff, kind of to make it look like that it's kind of just fading away.
Oh, okay. We have many ways to do this. For example, let's take the main color, the main layer with the ball. Okay, I'm going to duplicate it. Okay, I'm going to drag the layer over the color layer. For example, that's one way to do this. I'm going to lock the alpha. That's not what I think that's what you were asking. I don't know. Yeah, you are asking about fading the ball, okay? No? So, try to explain to me again.
Are you talking about making it three-dimensional, Dan?
I don't know if I understand your question.
I don't know if I understand either what he's talking about. The only thing
you are without. Yeah, you are muted.
You just muted again.
Well, okay, you unmuted me. I didn't realize that. What I'm trying to say is taking that main image that you first made,
okay,
and taking that and have it kind of look like it's fading on the small little blue one, so it's almost like it's just fading out. The whole thing is kind of fading out. But you see it here, and then you see a little bit of the image on here kind of faded as it's off in the distance.
Yeah, I don't know if you understand, Dan, sorry.
Okay, that's okay.
No, I just don't understand. If you have an image to show me or to send me, I can try to understand it better. But I could not get it. Sorry about this, man.
Are you talking about making each image transparent so one fades through the other? So you can see each image behind the other one. That's called transparency.
Okay, I didn't know what it's called. I'm not, that versed in that part of it.
No,
I'm just kind of thinking to see how, say, like you see the main image, and then as the
that's transparency. Yep.
Okay, but you still see the silhouette of the main.
They all fade into one another. That's what you're talking about. That's transparency.
We can do. Is that what you want? No. We can manipulate opacity.
I think that, yeah, opacity, I think, is what he's talking about. See, because you could see that the ball behind the P, and then you could see the fire in front of the, or the P behind the fire. If you fade them, if you make them more opaque, you can do that, eh? I think that's what he's talking about.
No, actually, I'm wanting to see like the P kind of show up as a faded image on the blue, kind of like it's reflecting off the image itself onto there to show like the image, but it's kind of blurred.
I could not understand. Sorry, Dan.
Okay.
Okay, I have problems because I'm not. How can I say? I'm a foreigner, so I don't speak English so well, and I can understand much.
I think what he means is try to make the fire not so solid.
Oh, okay. Just
And
work with
like,
opacity?
yeah, and like I think he's talking about making each image fade into one another equally, so that you can see them all individually, but they appear like they're in front and behind one another, so kind of gives them a three-dimensional effect.
Is that what you mean, Dan? Sorry, I'm confused too. And
Never mind. That's okay.
Okay, sorry,
Just my-
Dan.
Well, that's
That's
the
okay.
only thing I can think of that you're talking about, Dan. Because I'm trying to figure out what you mean, and I think that's what you mean, is where you're saying each image is fading into one another. That's called transparency. Is that what
Yeah.
you mean? Oh? Whoa, we just lost.
I think I'll try and figure
yeah.
and send something.
Okay, yeah. If you want to maybe send something in after this, so we're not. There'll be a whole part of the broadcast. How do we do it? What do we do?
Okay, sorry.
It's
Sorry
fine.
for not understanding you.
It's all good.
Okay.
It's all good.
So that's it. GIMP, it's a very powerful tool, okay? But our imagination is the most powerful tool that we can have, okay? And as I said in the beginning, all of these are just tools. We must think about how to use it. So just to finish, I can create another layer here to take the brush, and using some effect brushes that I have taken from internet, I can create, I just going to select another color here, maybe a yellow one. I can create many interesting effects. For example,
Just trying to help Dan out, because I think I understand what he means, but I think he's talking about transparency, because I know I've done that with images before.
yeah, I can try again to help him. No problem. Okay, so okay, so we have those brushes that can create nice effects over our images. You know, I can change color again to a soft yellow color. Okay. Those brushes can be taken by over the internet, and we can use it with Photoshop or with Gimp. They work with both of them. Okay, this is very, very, very nice because we can play it a lot. I have many ones. I have a lot of them because I love effects, special effects. So I can send you, okay, those brushes. They are free. So I have many ones. Okay, guys. So working with layers, colors, blur effects, layer composition modes, and know that if we have in mind that any light source can give us nice effects using light and shadow, we can have incredible images, because the eyes of the viewers, the eyes of the readers always look for this kind of natural effect. Okay, so we have light sources, we must have all the lights coming from the same side and the shadows at the same side too, okay? So now we can go on with the questions, please. I'm sorry, then I think you can send me a description later and an image so I can reproduce it and send it to you, okay? Okay, any questions? No? Can we go on here?
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up right away in about 10 minutes, I'd say.
Okay.
So if
Actually,
anybody,
think
go ahead.
no, just the best thing to do is probably just to jump in and start playing with an image, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch all this stuff again, and that's the beauty. I want to give Ricardo our link to our YouTube channel so he can see the editing I did and all the work I did on last week's show,
Okay.
and
This
check out
was
some videos.
phenomenal. I really appreciate the time that Ricardo spent with us, and the tutorial was very informative.
Okay, thanks. Knowledge is power. If we all have knowledge, we can change everything.
I wanted to thank you for
Well,
that.
I'm not so afraid of this now. It's like learning to speak a foreign language. You can't be afraid of it. You just have to jump in and try to use it.
Yes.
I think it's more like you have to go out there and explore what all them buttons, see what they do, fade, see what, transparencies, whatever, in order to learn, you have to kind of go through all the buttons. I mean, you're pretty fast with them, so, you can do that lickety split. It would probably take me all day long. I mean,
Yeah.
just saying, and I wanted to thank you so much for the patience that you had with me and Dan as well. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for listening. Okay. So that's it, guys. I don't know if it's worth for you to go on with many kinds of other things, because I think it's too much content for night. Okay. But I can be here next week and we can talk about the next step if you want. Okay. And if
Thank you. Yes.
Okay. So that's it. It's not so difficult. It's easy, and remember that choosing the right colors. I did it here because it's very easy for me. I work it with images and colors since I don't know the
You have
90s.
you probably dream in color.
Yeah, maybe that.
No, this is really cool shit. Me and Cream are going to be able to make some really good logos with this software. Very cool. I'll have to watch all this again and start playing with Gimp. I do have it. I've never used it before, so I think Cream and I will just start working on something and send it back and forth, and then work on stuff together and learn that way.
I've actually heard of Gimp for a few years and just was afraid to play with it.
I'm going to put some links in here for Ricardo.
I'm still in
channel and
elementary
stuff.
school. I'm going to be using Photoshop.
Yeah, and honestly, Ricardo, you're the best person, in my opinion. I have a lot of different people about giving tutorials. I really like the way that you're patient, that you answer questions, that you understand everything, you go through it simply. So it's like, here's what it is, here's what we're doing, here's why what we're doing. I really liked it.
That was really awesome. That was really awesome.
Thanks.
You're really awesome that way. That's one thing that we all need to at least acknowledge, that you've done a great job. I mean, I've just started experimenting with Ribbit. Taking a picture that I find on the net of certain business and putting my link in it. I mean, that's something that I just learned, and now this is something that I'm learning more about. Similarities, not the same thing. This is more in detail. So yeah, I mean, I love this software, this detail that you've gone into, because now I can experiment myself. Thank you.
Okay. You are welcome, all
I
of you.
can't wait to see everybody again next week, but
Yeah.
I have to leave right
Okay.
now.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, Francis. Ricardo, I gave you a link to our
Okay.
channel, our YouTube channel, in the chat. If you want to go and subscribe, that way you'll get notifications when I finish all the editing for this week as well. I
Okay.
upload them into parts, right? Like I go about 15-20 minute segments, and then I split them up into parts, just to make it
Okay.
easier on the audience, whoever's going to watch the stuff and that.
Okay, I'm going to sign it, your channel right now.
Cool.
Sorry for this, for the late.
No problem.
Chris, can you do me a favor?
What?
Okay.
When you start doing them detailed things, can you maybe get something to protect your eyes? Because I've looked at so much screen that I don't know how you're looking
okay.
at screen. So
Who are you talking
Okay.
to?
You, I mean, if you're doing detailed work on things, you really should have something to protect your eyes, because I about burnt mine out. I mean,
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay, I can work
Like here.
with dark theme here. Okay, I can work with a dark theme for my softwares.
Oh no, it's
And,
fine. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
My eyes are fine. It's all good. Don't worry about it. It's a good suggestion, but I sit far enough away from my screen, so
Okay.
yeah. Does anybody else have any questions for Ricardo about GIMP? What are you gonna get into next week, Ricardo, if you come back?
Okay, I'm going to be here.
Okay.
Okay.
Could we do Blender actually? Because me and Chris are doing video production. I'd love to learn some animation with Blender.
Oh, okay. Just to finish, I'm going to show you a Blender a Blender screen from that animation that I was doing.
I'm actually really excited to see this.
Okay, I'm going
This would
to
be pretty
open.
cool, Chris.
Yeah.
Because Fiverr actually has a pro section they were talking to me about where they want animation. I said, oh, videos and Powtoon. They're like, we like custom animators. And I'm like,
Okay,
Blender.
I mean, open it here just to show you. A Blender is you know, I love it too. I'm not the right guy to say anything about it because I love Blender a lot. Oh, many things. Let me
I've
open.
never seen this program before.
Oh, this is an animation I was doing for a musician.
And those are all
I can
tracks on the timeline. I see that.
Yes, I can use Blender for video editing. I'm
Yeah.
editing this video here, for
Nice.
example. Yes, I have.
And
some
all those
tracks.
icons are clips on the timeline and different sources of media, right? Like you have one
Yes.
main track on the bottom, and then on the top you have
Yes.
music playing, and the bottom's your image. Is the blue represents music, and then the purple represents an image? Is that what it is?
That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
The purple ones are meta strips. That's how
Meta
it's,
strips. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to open the animation here. Okay, so here we have a 3D. I'm going to open another one with okay, let me see this. I want to open it with some bones so you can see the bones. Oh, no bones here. Let me see if this one have bones. Oh yes, this one have bones. So Blender is a monster, as you can see, but it's a nice monster because it's a 3D.
Are those little diamonds? Those are called keynotes, right? In your timeline?
Yes.
Yeah.
Here I have a DOP sheet, so I can manipulate the keyframes.
The keyframes, I mean, yeah.
Yes. Here I have any object animated in the scene can be seen here listed with those keyframes.
And keyframes is how you change a specific section of a clip to move or be animated in any way you choose.
Yes.
Yeah.
For example, I have keyframes for the bones, the hand bones. I have used it here, and I can manipulate just the bones and change the places or the time in the timeline. I can play with any kinds of things here. So this was a 2D animation, motion graphic animation made with Blender. If I rotate the screen, you are going to see that I have a lot of cutout papers. So what I've done here, I've positioned the camera on the top view. Okay, this wide frame object here is the camera, so it's pointed to the ground, and I have my object here on the ground. I'm going to zoom it so you can view it a little bit better. So I have those objects here. Now I'm going to change to the camera view. Okay, so from the camera view you have my 2D animation. So Blender is very, very, very powerful for any kind of multimedia production. I can edit videos. I can do, for example, I don't know if I have on this machine here. I don't have it. I have the render file only. I'm going to show you just a small power of Blender. Okay, this entire video here made for the Debian launch campaign was all made with Blender. I just got those footage, okay, and I've created this effect here. This one here, it was very easy to make with Blender, and the final 2D manipulation animation was entirely made inside of it.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll have to get into that next week.
Okay.
Right on.
We can talk it. That's it, guys. We have many things to learn and to talk about. But Blender is a nice way for post-production. We have many other tools. We have Natron, for example. It's a node tool as Blender. Blender can work with compositing videos using nodes. Well, it's another chat, another thing to talk about it, but it's great. So I see you next week, okay?
All right. Thank you so much, Ricardo.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, guys.
Yes, thanks.
I see.